Anyway, guys, welcome to the channel. I'm taking over today. We're gonna be talking about the Drake beef. Drake's being attacked on all angles, on all sides, by all his allies. Everyone who's attacking him, he did a song with, he probably wrote for, you know. So this is a very interesting time. Sad time.
Like, you know, there's one guy who's up every night thinking about how to get better and how to do things bigger. And, you know, that's Kanye West. He's like, he's always gonna be the guy that's trying to outthink and outdo, you know, everybody. So for me, that would be like, you know, that's my guy that I aspire to surpass, you know what I mean? And as far as Kendrick goes, like, I can't wait to see what he does, because now it's time to show and prove. And consistency it's been one album. Consistency is like, you need more than one album, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's time to show and prove, and I look forward to seeing what he does, man. He's f***ing super talented, so yeah. Cheers to Kendrick Lamar.
All right. A couple days later, Drake sat down with Big Boy's Neighborhood, and when Drake was asked about Kendrick's verse on Control, he said that no one is still listening to it, and that it was just for shock value. Drake would then go on to say that he's not into doing a song with Kendrick Lamar.
In the neighborhood, Drake Day going down right now, man. Control, the record, people still banging it, man. Where is Drake at with Control?
I'm probably like as done as like the rest of the world is with that record. Like, I think it came and it went, you know what I mean? And not to discredit it, like it was a good moment, but at the end of the day, it's just like, it was like one of those sort of like fleeting like Twitter frenzies that like, it was cool for what it was, you know, and I'm just into making, like, my thing is like, I like lasting power, you know, that's my thing. I want you to still be listening to this album in the summer or, you know, next year. I want this to stay in your car, stay on your mind. It's like not even about the music, you know what I mean? It wasn't even about like the content of it. It just seemed to be about like, you know, all the and all the talking at the time, and now everybody's like over it. Nobody plays it. It's just like whatever.
But I think that's because it wasn't a single, and it did what it was meant to. It had people listening to lyrics and excited about hip hop.
And you and Kendrick are good as far as like the albums and doing records with each other. Did that kind of, when you heard your name, did you feel like, man, like that was kind of disrespectful? Or did you feel like, you know, our names were just kind of thrown in there and it was?
I feel like he made a decision, you know what I'm saying? And it was a decision to make. You know, he was like, man, I'm either going to go for this moment because I know it's going to be a big moment, or I'm going to like take heed to the fact that I have real relationships and I'm going to like not do that. Because like, you know, I'll be real, like I've thought of doing that before. You know, I thought like, man, it would be crazy if I just went off on everybody, but it's just kind of like, where does it really get me? Then what? Then every time I rap, people are going to expect me to be confrontational, and when I'm not, then it's not entertaining. You know what I mean? It's like, it kind of puts you in a box a bit. So
I don't think that put Kendrick in a box.
I don't know if I necessarily respect it. You know, we all make decisions. I'm sure he'll be good. He's talented as you know what I'm saying? He's going to have another album and another opportunity to take the world by storm. So he'll be all right, you know what I'm saying? Even if it doesn't feature, you know, any of the names that he mentioned, which it probably won't, to be honest with you. I don't know who's going to go back from that and be like, yeah, let's do that. Let's link up and nah, you know what I'm saying? But he'll be all right. You know, he's a talented dude.
Does it make you like not want to collab with him?
Yeah, I'm good right now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just about this album and me, and, you know, I don't know necessarily if I feel like 100%, like, I'm not like, man, send me some, let's work. Like, nah, not really. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really just focused on me and OVO and my side of things. You know, I'm not really like into doing like a record with him. No.
So you and Kendrick, you will sleep tonight. Not together.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I always say.
I sleep good every night.
That's what I say. I'll sleep tonight.
On September 24th, 2013, Drake dropped his album, Nothing Was the Same. And on this album, Drake would officially take to wax to respond to Kendrick Lamar. On the track The Language, on the first verse, Drake takes subliminal shots at Kendrick Lamar. He starts off by saying that Kendrick's music isn't as inspiring as he says it is. Drake then says that he's the one with the motor mouth and that Kendrick should be worrying about him.
I don't know why they been lying, but your not that inspiring. I am the kid with the motor mouth. I am the one you should worry about.
Kendrick Lamar, of course, caught wind of these subliminal shots, so he would respond on October 15th, 2013. During Kendrick's verse, he subliminally dissed Drake when he referenced Drake's album, Nothing Was the Same, saying that nothing's been the same since the Control verse. Kendrick then dissed Drake further, calling him a sensitive rapper, saying he dresses in pajama clothes, and that Drake's subliminal shots will never penetrate.
And nothing been the same since they dropped Control and tucked the sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. I'm bulletproof, your shots will never penetrate.
4 months later, on December 17th, 2013, Future dropped his track Remix, to which Juicy J and Drake featured on the track. On Drake's verse, he sends shots back at Kendrick Lamar. He starts off by saying that Kendrick talks like he runs his city of Compton, and that if he brings up Kendrick's name, people talk about him more.
I hear you talk about your city like you run that, and if a nigga say my name, he the high instead of hot shit.
2 days later, on December 19th, 2013, Drake did an interview with Vibe, and when he was asked if he dissed Kendrick on the language, he said, in quotes, "I don't ever want to get into responses. It's a commitment to go there. The language is just energy, what it was inspired by. I'm sure that and other things. It's just me talking shit."
Because we've always seen him on top, always see him running shit. We never seen him under fire like this, and definitely not from everyone.
On August 5th, 2014, during Drake's 5th annual OVO Fest, he brought out J. Cole. During their set, Drake actually shouts out Kendrick Lamar and shows love to him.
You understand? I know that sometimes they try and make it happen because they want to see it happen, but while I got you here on stage, I just want to say, and while you all got your phones out, I want to shout out my Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to Kendrick. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. Kendrick was on my album. We went on tour together. That's one of the hardest alive right there. He's legendary, so shout out to him. He should be standing right there. There's a lot of kings in this shit. Understand what I'm saying? So shout out to Kendrick and shout out my brother J. Cole one time in the whole drink.
The next month, in September 2014, Kendrick Lamar sat down for an interview with the Big Boys Neighborhood, and when they were discussing the anniversary of Kendrick's Control verse, Kendrick was asked where he stands with the people he name-dropped like Drake, and he said that it's still all love.
Where are you at with a lot of the cats now, like the J. Coles of the world or the Drakes of the world? Where are you guys at now?
Same place. It's all love from the moment I did the verse to after the verse. You know what I mean? I think hip-hop is a sport, so you're going to have these little spits and spats. And it's all good because, personally, I respect these dudes as, you know, as people. You know what I mean? So, outside of that, it's really nothing.
Specifically, where are you at, like, with the J. Cole? Specifically, where are you at with a Drake or so on and so forth?
I respect their music,
Like that.
for sure. I respect them as individuals and creators. And I think what the media tried to do is insane because they take these black, you know, young brothers and really try to clash it and make bump heads. And that's not right.
Right.
That's how I look at it. I think it's not right. And I think that's why it's great to really show people how we support one another because hip-hop was something that wasn't supposed to be here for this long. I'm sure you know, Big.
Yes, sir.
And the more we do that, the more they'll try to tear it down.
After this, it would seem as if these two were cool and that it was just friendly competition after all. But that didn't seem to be the case. This beef would be reignited once again on October 29th, 2014. J-Rock dropped a track called Pay For It. Kendrick Lamar featured on the track, and on his verse, he completely dissed Drake. He starts off by referencing Drake's lines from The Language when he says he's the one with the motor mouth. Kendrick then says that he's ending their friendship and that this isn't a warning shot. At the end of the track, he tells Drake that he can never live in his shoes, which could be a reference to Drake's line on 0 to 100, saying that the shoe can always fit.
Been dissecting your motor mouth till I break down the engine. This ain't a one shot, this a relevant henchman.
Fast forward to February 13th, 2015, Drake dropped his mixtape, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. And on the first verse of the track Used To, he once again sent subliminal shots at Kendrick Lamar when he referenced how Kendrick dissed him on his song Control, but then at the VMAs, he said that it was just rap.
They gon' say your name on them airwaves. They gon' hit you up right after like it's only rap.
The next month, on March 15th, 2015, Kendrick Lamar dropped his album To Pimp a Butterfly, and on the track King Kunta, Kendrick Lamar once again dissed Drake. During this time, Drake was engaged in a beef with Meek Mill, to which Meek Mill would publicly expose Drake for allegedly having ghostwriters. So on this track, Kendrick directly references Drake's alleged ghostwriters.
I could dig rapping, but a rapper with a ghostwriter.
Drake has finally responded to Kendrick Lamar, Future, Metro Boomin, and everyone else who has been coming at him with an insane diss track, and as what seems like the entire rap game has turned on Drake. The pressure has been at an all-time high for him to deliver, and with this song, he definitely did just that. So in a rap world where everyone has been moving against Drake in an all-out musical war, the pressure's been on for the OVO rapper to actually respond to the guys who he has had so much tension brewing with for years, and with this new diss track, Drake has shown that he is ready for battle as he comes firing at his rivals in full force. Now on this diss track, Drake has 5 main targets who he attempts to humiliate, with them being Kendrick Lamar, Future, Metro Boomin, The Weeknd, and Rick Ross, who of course all just dissed him on Future and Metro's album We Don't Trust You. And while Drake fired at all these artists, the one who he seemed to spend the most time coming at is Kendrick Lamar, and considering the fact that these two have been throwing subliminals at each other for over a decade, and also that Kendrick just came at Drake with one of the most insane verses that rap has seen in years on Like That, Drake had to fight Kendrick with everything he has, and while somebody like J. Cole completely folded in on himself when trying to diss K-Dot, Drake made sure to at least say things that actually could hurt him, although when you look at the shots that Drake threw in their entirety, he made one mistake that may end up costing him.
Seen him under fire like this, and definitely not from everyone who he thought was his pals. So yeah, what do you think about the first song that came out?
The Kendrick one?
Well, that's been out for a while. That's alright.
Anyway, so basically it started with Kendrick. Kendrick's the one that started it, right? Dropped it, right? I'm asking.
Like with music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Kendrick dropped this diss track, and then there was a diss track album or whatever.
No. So the song was Future, Kendrick, and Metro, but the album was Future's album, Future and Metro's album. Kendrick it wasn't his album.
Oh.
Now, since the release of this We Don't Trust You album, there's been a lot of theories as to where this Future and Drake beef came from. What started it, you feel me? It's even got the strippers talking. So Booby Trap is a popular strip club in Miami, known for having some of the best working there, if you dig what I mean. Now, when the album dropped and all of this blew up, one of the dancers from the Booby Trap put a tweet up saying, Drake and Future are beefing over Amber from Booby Trap. You know how many of us in here eat dick? Be for real. And she has a man as well? Laughing my butt off. And this is allegedly her IG account of this Amber, right? Now let's keep it real. This Amber from the Trap might be messing with Drake and Future both. But this is not what this beef stems from, bro. You know these rappers all smashing the same chicks. Now, could some pillow talking be involved where this girl or other girls are going back and forth and telling Drake what Future said or telling Future what Drake said? Absolutely.
I refuse to believe the reason why Drake and Future fell out was over a BBL scripper demon who works at Booby Trap. One thing about Drake, he will never forwardly say your name. He will just throw subliminal shots. And here's allegedly what Drake had to say about Future on Fear of Heights. He might take you on trips and he might have some hits. But baby, not more than me. He might be at the trap, Booby Trap, and order some ones, but ain't throwing more than me. I would never expect these two, who have had a friendship for over a decade now, to throw away their friendship over a BBL scripper. Crazy thing is, her co-workers put her on blast. Drake and Future are beefing over Amber from the Trap? You know how many of us in there eat D? Be for real, she has a man as well, so she has a whole man and y'all are, bro, this is pissing me off. You don't understand how many bangers and moments just got flushed down the toilet over a freaking bop.
But we need to go further back. We all know Drake and Future came out with a joint album together, What a Time to Be Alive, back in 2015. And they've collaborated on hella songs together since then. Now here's where it starts to get sketchy, because What a Time to Be Alive Part 2 has been teased as completed or coming soon since 2019, then 2020, then 2021. And then what happens in 2022? In November, Drake releases a surprise joint album with 21 Savage, Her Loss. Then, shortly after, Drake announces a lengthy tour starting in 2023 for Her Loss to support the album, meaning that the soonest that What a Time to Be Alive Part 2 could come out would automatically be pushed back until 2024. As you can imagine, Future might feel some kind of way about this. Future is from Atlanta, 21 Savage is from Atlanta. They both have similar demographics, and Future's been working on this album with Drake since 2019. The beef between Future and Drake had to have started sometime in 2022, before the Her Loss album was actually released. And I'll tell you why in a second, but first, I wanted to point out that Nori from Drink Champs leaked this information in January of 2023, a few months after Her Loss was released, that Future was upset with Drake over the release of the album with 21 Savage. Now, the reason why I believe the fallout happened before the release of Her Loss is because now, in hindsight, Drake's lyrics on More M's from Her Loss seem like they're actually sneak dissing Future. Like when Drake says, "What happened to that boy claiming OVO? We traded him." Initially, some people thought he was talking about I Love McConan, who was dropped from OVO back some years ago, or The Weeknd, from past misunderstandings that they've had, but they've since patched up. But nope, he's more than likely sending shots at Future. Future and Drake were really close to where they bought OVO and FBG chains, showing an alliance between their two crews. And Future can be seen wearing OVO merch on multiple occasions. Then Drake goes on to say, but if I send a verse to their ass, then they'll take it, shoot a video, arm around me like we aces, or pop out at my shows, jump around with me on stages. These all apply to Future. Because unlike Metro Boomin, who refused to use Drake's verse on Trance from his 2022 Heroes and Villains album, Future has 2 Drake features, Wait For You and I'm On One, on his 2021 album I Never Liked You.
He was just a feature. So, but yeah, it was Future and Metro. Kendrick just like added on.
So this song right here has been out for a weekend, and all of them have beef with Drake. And I bet all Drake fans are like, oh my god, what did my glorious light-skinned long schmeat king do to these people to have beef with them? I got you. I'm gonna explain all 3 beefs right now. Number 1, Future. This started with a sneak diss by Drake. I bet you've heard the chorus of this song right here. I'm about to put it on the screen for you. Well, Pluto, we fucked the hoe, so I did it. In which he's bragging about getting a girl before Future did, basically. It's some middle school ass stuff. To which Future replied with some not so middle school ass, baking in this song right here. We don't trust you. The Metro beef is even simpler to explain. He got salty and tweeted about Drake winning the award over he did, and then deleted said tweet. Then Drake came on Kick and responded with this right here. You can pause it if you need to. Really simple. I thought the beef had simmered till I'd seen this tweet right here by Metro before the album came out. Once you pick a side, stay there. # we don't trust you. And last but certainly not least, Mr. Kung Fu Kenny K-Dot right here. This beef's been like a decade long, and he started it, the peak, on this song Control right here, to which he sunned all these rappers, including Drake.
Oh, okay. So then, yeah, and then about, a week later or 2 weeks later, they dropped the part 2 album that's like, We Still Don't Trust You. So the first album was We Don't Trust You.
What the hell did Drake do to make everybody so mad? For those of you that don't know, Future and Metro Boomin dropped We Don't Trust You 3 weeks ago, which is basically just Avengers 1, fuck you, Drake. And now this morning they dropped We Still Don't Trust You, aka, in case we didn't make this clear enough, fuck Drake. And I guess my thing is, this could have been taken care of in like 2 songs. Fuck you, Drake. That's track 1. Screw you, Drake. Track 2, that's the non-explicit version. Could have been handled right then and there, but for you to make a full album featuring all of his greatest villains, the Sinister Six, you got The Weeknd, A$AP Rocker, shout out Miley Cyrus, and I love getting in people's business, so this has been very good for me. A very great experience. I've been in the group chat talking like I know these people personally. I don't. It's starting to get a little crazy, because what did he actually do to get everybody so goddamn mad? This is starting to look like an episode of the Boondocks. Why did we all come together as a rap community and go, this guy is the fucking worst? I would like some answers. So if anybody in the industry is a total piece of shit and can't keep a secret, you know who to call.
And then the second part was We Still Don't Trust You. And this time J. Cole was on it, y'all, which was a flip. If y'all didn't know, J. Cole was like, why was J. Cole supposed to be on Drake's side again first?
What do you mean on his side?
Like, at first, J. Cole was on, like, Team Drake, apparently, right?
Well, at first, J. Cole made that song with Drake, the first-person shooter.
Oh. Oh, right, yeah, like, J. Cole just dropped the thing on Drake's side because he was on tour and couldn't release a diss track. I'm still trying to understand, man. I'm not very good in it.
We're scrapping this video.
You gotta explain to the people who don't understand. Not everyone understands this beat.
You don't even understand it.
I don't understand that. I'm trying to get information.
Are we gonna talk about something you don't understand?
You understand it.
It's your channel, your video.
I'm explaining to my
This is
people.
what a non-talented fraud looks like, guys. She's been trying to thrust me in front of her shit on her channel to carry her content for her. She has no idea what she's doing. If it's not beef, she's lost. Lost. No talent, no skills, don't know how to research. Go look, read up some shit, and come back and talk about it. She just goes on social media, little comments, clicks, likes, quick info, you know? No research on the topic. Begging me to talk about this Drake beef. Didn't do any research. Listened to the song a couple times, sure, but like, come on, man. You have me out here looking like a clown again. Once again, guys, sorry about this. Drake, go in the studio.
Oh yeah, Drake's diss fire. Fire.
Rick Ross just was my favorite, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Let me hear it. Wait, oh, you mean the one
fact
that
he
he
didn't even hear the Rick Ross. Guys, we'll catch you at a later date.
No, stop.